We got E, B, C, B, the bully, and D. Get your popcorn ready, cause it's the three-man weed. Yeah, hey, it's the three-man weed. Get your popcorn ready, cause it's the three-man weed. Yeah, hey, the three-man weed.
Let's get to the WNBA.
Sure.
Our Aces got back on the winning side like we talked about last week, but then we met up with the Liberty.
Right.
And even though D may not show up, they did. I was gonna say that in the message, but I know you get mad about it.
We're a 500 ball club, man. We can't seem to break out of it.
Yeah, and before we get to that, it is the Liberty. This was the first matchup since the finals last year. Jonquel Jones dropped 34, so she was hooping. Stewie and Ionescu both had double doubles, so
beast.
This is the matchup they've been waiting for.
Yeah, for sure.
Angel Wilson had 21 and 9, and to speak about what you're saying with it being 500 after the game, she got emotional in the team presser while talking about the team only being 500 and her taking accountability for that. She talks about who she wants to be great for. She's not doing it for the media, as much as the fans mean something, she's not doing it for them, but she wants to be great as a person, as a player, as a teammate for the rest of the people in that locker room.
Man, speaking as a true great.
And she said this with Becky Hammond by her side. Both of them damn near moved to tears with the passion that she was speaking of when she was talking about how she wants to be great for that locker room as a person and as a teammate. I think every young athlete, every sports fan, every person, human, should watch the passion she spoke with in that interview and feel that. Unfortunately,
I'll really feel it if they go on a 5-game winning streak. I got to feel that kind of emotion.
I feel that. Unfortunately, though, that's not going to be the topic going into this week. It's going to be this next thing. And give me a minute on this. I got somewhat of a rant to go on.
I already know. Go ahead, man.
The fever.
This shit is good. Hold on. This shit is coming from NCAA to now.
Okay.
Swarm beef, bro. This is Birdman and Magic Johnson shit, dog.
No, it's not. Anyway, Fever beat the Sky 91-83. It was a really good game. First of all, I watched it from the opening tip. Caitlin Clark, super efficient, 23, 8, and 9. Hell of a game. Had 5 turnovers, though, which has been the problem all season. But it looks to be getting a little better. Still having those 9 assists.
Yeah, she'll get that down.
Yeah, exactly. Mabry dropped 20 for Chicago. The Chicago skyline of Cardozo and Angel Reese both had double-doubles. But the thing everybody's going to beat to death this week is the Angel Reese flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark.
Yes, sir, they will.
Now,
pick it apart.
Now, Reese was clearly going for the ball, but she clearly smacked Clark in the head. And now, by rule, as a flagrant one is deemed unnecessary. And just like in the NBA, if there's contact with the head or above the shoulders, whatever they want to say, that usually gets you a flagrant one. So period. That's a flagrant. No more, no less. That's all it had to be. We didn't have to go any further with this bullshit. But then after the game, Reese, who was right when she says that people are going to overplay this 20 times before Monday, and it's going to be more than that. But then she also said it was a basketball play. I can't control the refs. They affected the game obviously a lot today. All she had to say was, by rule, it was a flagrant when she was asked how she felt about it. Now, this answer alone, when everybody wants to talk about leave this narrative alone, let's talk about basketball, let's talk about hoop.
She's sparking it, ain't she?
She's sparking it. She's going to make this go all fucking week long.
Yep.
And on top of that, she's going to get fucking fined. So you cost yourself money. You said some shit that didn't need to be said, and we could have just been talking about this game that was a good competitive game.
Right.
Now we got to talk about, was this a flagrant? Is she hating? Mac posted, shout out to Mac Show Podcast. She posted something, and I talked to her earlier about how this is going to get blown out of proportion and how Angel Reese could have just said it was a flagrant by rule, leave it the fuck alone. She posted something about it, and within an hour, there were 40 comments Now some were on the side of it was a flagrant. Leave it alone. That's that. Like we don't need to talk about this, which is fine. But there were still so many talking about this is hate. This is what. Like, come on, man. Like this happens damn near every game. It does not need to be beat to death, dog. And like I hope I'm wrong, and I hope this is the only time that it's brought up. I hope none of the shows talk about this flagrant and what this means, and this is part of that rivalry that goes back to college. This is the Angel Reese jealousy and blah 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 blah. I hope we don't even have to hear about this, and we can hear about this Liberty Aces game, and we can hear about the game of Fever and Sky that happened today, and not have to talk about this bullshit all week.
Yeah, they didn't even talk about the winner too much of that game. Fever won, right?
Fever won, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts
like
on
a
that.
dead horse, my brother.
I got so mad when Angel Reese said that. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's just like you're not helping yourselves. And this is another thing I was talking to Mac about, and I hope she gets more into it. Is that you look at some of the treatment of the media from some of the women in the WNBA, you just can't have it. Like they're just like kind of like rude.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how their media training is, or if it's the same as it is in the NBA, but like,
probably don't pay the PR team like they pay the NBA players to step in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, you look at the Asia Wilson interview, like I was just talking about, and then immediately after a game, you hear Angel Reese talking about how the refs affected the whole game, and that's the reason they lost. Like that's. I hope Teaspoon talks to her about that, because that was just like. Unnecessary. You don't need it. That was a flagrant. She got a flagrant one on her comments.
Yeah. No. Unnecessary.
Moving on to a little bit.
Game.
Yeah. And that was the other thing. You got your 6th double in a row. They were killing it on offensive.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Like we could have been talking about that, but now it's going to be about the foul and her comments all week.